Good morning, friends. Welcome to GoOnlineTrainings.com. So we are talking about date and time functions. We had seen why dim data table is important as part of your data modeling, and how to create calendar. Uh, how to create a dim date table using a calendar, we have discussed. And today, let us also discuss about how to use calendar auto. And after that, we'll talk about some more functions, right? So year, quarter, month, week, number, day, end of the month, date difference we had seen. And the calendar also has been discussed, and date already we discussed. So date is going to be taking the numbers and it is converting into date format, right? So format we had seen to get the name of the day or the name of the month. And today, let us understand why calendar auto is available and difference between calendar and calendar auto compulsorily, then enter equation. And after that, we also discuss about what is today and what is now, the difference between these two as well. Okay, so let me complete today and now, and we'll go back and understand what is calendar auto. What is the calendar already? You know it, right? Now, let me take my table. I wanted to customer table, and so we are now completely focusing on not the birth date, right? So we are not going to be creating anything on the birth date. We are going to be planning on the order date, due date, and ship date. Now, I wanted to go and remove this birth date. I don't want to, I don't need this birth date. We are not going. If you wanted to do some, analytics on the birthday, then you can keep it. So whatever be the columns you don't need, you can remove them. But if you wanted to have the columns, you can also have them. But remember, we need to store maximum of 10 GB of data. Unnecessary columns, you better remove them. It will create a lot of issues. Clear? Now, I have the table here. So one table is called as, customer table, sales table, and products table. If you understand, okay, this is these dimension tables are called where you have a primary keys. Okay, so customer key will be the primary key here, and all the foreign keys will be available in the factor tables, right? So you need to understand what is a dimension table, what is a factor table. It is a data warehousing concept. You must watch data warehousing after Power BI and after SSIS, okay? So that you will clearly understand how a dimension table and a factor table can be linked, and dimension table will have the primary keys, factor tables will have the foreign keys. Dimension table where you have textual data, and this is a factor table where you will have a number data. You will have more dimension tables and less factor tables. You will have only one factor table and more dimension tables, right? So dimension tables are the pillars. So complete analysis is going to be done on the always factor table only, because I wanted to know profit, I wanted to know sales amount, I wanted to know quantity sold, I wanted to know what is the profit, sales amount, blah blah blah, transaction amount. So most of the time, data analytics is done on the factor data. Remember, but in the dimension table, where is the dimension tables can be used? Dimension tables can be used to filter the data, okay, or dimension tables can be used to group the data. That's it. So on the factor data, you're going to be using some average, so minimum, maximum, all these aggregations are going to be done, and after that you analyze the data. So dimension filters, I wanted to know total sales amount for year 2009, so you're filtering the data. Or I wanted to have year-wise sales. Year-wise means I would like to have the group by sales. So dimension tables where you will be using a where clause according to SQL, or you're going to be using a group by clause. Okay, any dimension table you take. For example, I wanted to use a location table. So what is the sales in India? Where country is equals to India. Or I wanted to have country-wise, state-wise sales. Country-wise, state-wise means group by country, group by state, and sum of sales amount. So dimension tables where only two types of actions are going to be will be taking. One is called filtering the data. The second one is called grouping the data. Fact table where all the sums are going to be applied, average, minimum, maximum, blah blah blah. Remember this. Okay, you will have more dimension tables and you will have more fact tables. You remember any table, any table to any table. This is a fact table. So you don't know what is a fact now, but you will understand later. This is what is called dimension table. So one table to one table, if you have more than one relationship, this is very important interview question. If any table is having more than one relationship, so actually dimension table and fact table is having more than one relationship, means this dimension table is called as a role playing dimension table. So this is what I will be talking in the data warehousing concept compulsory interview question. Dimension means table. So dimension means a table where it is going to be storing the textual data. Okay, so why this table is called as a role-playing dimension table? Because this dimension table and fact table has more than one primary key and foreign key. Wherever there is a star, you need to understand that is a foreign key, because foreign key will allow duplicates data. Wherever there is a one means unique, that is where you can understand this is a primary key table. Clear? So a fact table and dimension table having more than one relationship means the dimension table is called as a role-playing dimension table. Remember, so this is also one more interview question. People are going to ask this in the interview, but this is a data warehousing concept, not the Power BI concept. When you watch my data warehousing videos, so there are 7 videos you need to watch. Okay, and that I'll be talking about all this, how to create a data warehouse, what are the relationships between fact table to dimension table, what is a role playing dimension, what is a dimension, what is a fact, what are the types of dimensions, slowly changing dimension, role playing dimension, confirm the dimension, junk dimension. Lot of dimensions are available, but one fact table to one dimension table, when you have multiple relationships means primary key and foreign key, if you have, then the dimension table is called as a role-playing dimension table. A lot of other details are going to be given in the data warehousing concept. You need to watch them later. Data warehousing will be free for you, right? So 7 videos are free. You must watch at least 5 to 10 interview questions are going to come from the data warehousing concepts. You must know all these things. Clear? So data warehousing means it's a large database where you have a historical data. What is the size of the data warehouse? People may ask you, you can say we are having 10 terabytes of data. Every month, around 300 GB of data, we are going to be dumping into data warehouse. So last 10 years of data, we have it in the data warehouse, and on top of the data warehouse, we create a lot of Power BI reports. And before that, we have a cube. Then we create lot of reports here. Okay, sometimes without cube also we'll connect and we will be able to get the data. You have some tables where the table size is very, very small, right? So those tables without connecting to the cube, will read the data from the directly from the data warehousing database. We create some reports. For some of tables, the data is very big. So these tables data will go to the cube. From here, we will be able to get them and create a lot of reports. Well, however you wanted to say, you should be able to say and get the reports. Now, what type of the reports you have created, where exactly you have used the report means. Now, currently we have Power BI live project. So we are discussing, one small case study So that purely Power BI, live project is going on, right? So that videos you can take and you can understand how the data modeling is done and what kind of a DAX queries you have implemented and what kind of a reports you have created and what is the business problem. So because why we are creating a reports, why is that we are going to be analyzing the business data? Because we wanted to give a solution to the business problem. So what is the business problem and what is the solution? For the solution, what kind of reports you have created, so that by seeing those report data from the reports and what kind of a solution the business people can give for the business, all these things we are discussing as part of the Power BI live classes are going on 7 p.m. So you can buy those videos anytime. You can watch and purely Power BI. So we have end-to-end project, and I told you many times. So end-to-end project is a TARDIS project. So where you have to know SSIS, you have to know stored procedures, you have to know data warehousing, you have to know reporting. So in the reporting, I have covered SSRS that time. And instead of this, we can implement Power BI. This is end-to-end project. So the second project we have now, PBA live project, in that only data modeling, DAX, and the Power Query, then reports we are developing. And after that, we create a dashboard, then we deploy the report. We deploy the report and we perform data gateways and everything. So this is a Power BI project. So this is the must. This is the must project. After learning exercise, this is a must. I'm telling you. Don't ask me, sir, should I do or should I not do? So all these things. TARDIS is the compulsorily project. You will be able to write complex store procedures and everything. This is optional. This is optional. But still, if you wanted to implement purely Power BI, means you can do this end-to-end project of Power BI. So this will take a minimum of 1 month to complete. This may take minimum 15-20 days to complete. Parallelly, you can also buy these two projects and you will be able to put daily minimum some 2 hours of effort here, minimum daily some 2 hours of effort here. You will be able to complete parallelly these two projects. So in the, after your Power BI, you can start this. After SSIS, you can start this project. Okay, now after Power BI, you can get this videos because live is started almost. We have done 11-12 classes. We have another 7 to 8 classes are available. So you can do once Power BI is over. So this you can do once SSIS is over. Both the projects you can keep in your CV and you can easily talk in the interview, right? So that is what. Chalo guys. Now, so what is the role-playing dimension table I have clearly discussed, and so a lot of other things we'll discuss. Now we'll discuss about what is it today, what is now. Let me just go and show you. I wanted to go here and create a new column. So right click on this new column. So now I wanted to give today's date. I'm going to be giving today function. So today function means 2 brackets automatically will come, or you need to add those and press enter. When you press enter, you will be able to get the some today's date. What is today's date? March 28th. And if you observe the time is 0000. 000 means what? It is the midnight. Okay, 00 means midnight time, where the time is not taken at all. So that is what is called today function. So let me create one more function, and it is today's date with the time. Okay, I'm going to be using now function here and close the bracket. So you see the difference between today and now. So now is going to be giving you current time also and current date and time also. Clear? So what is the current time? 7:34:58. So that is the difference between now and today. Today does not give you any time. It is giving you 00000, but it will give you today's date. If you need only the today's date, go in for today, but I need a date and time. So this now is equivalent to SQL Server get date. Okay, SQL Server get date function is available, right? So that is now. So get date will give you not only the date but also time, right? Current day and time it is going to be giving. So now is equivalent to get date. Today means today. We don't have any function, equivalent function in SQL for the today. So this is what you got to understand. Clear? So what is the today? What is now? Have you seen the difference? People will ask you these questions. Format already we discussed to get the name of the day, name of the month. But what is calendar auto? What is calendar? Let us discuss. Let me go back. Now I will be able to go to dim timetable. I'll show you how many rows are available. There are 6,939 rows are available. So this is going to be taking the data from what is the minimum date? Minimum date is 01/01/2005. This is the minimum date in this table. What is the maximum date? Maximum date, if you wanted to see, let me come down. So maximum date is available. You can see what is the maximum date. It is 31st December 2023. So this is the maximum date I have in this table. So it is started, the data is having 01/01/2005 to 31/12/2023. Total number of records are 6,939 rows. So we have this much of a data. But end of the day, what is the sales data? Because we are going to be using sales data, order date and a due date and ship date. What is the order date? When you see the minimum value in this, now you can sort the column. Go click on this. Then when you sort ascending, you will be able to get the minimum data. Minimum data is 01 July and 2005. Clear? And I wanted to go and find what is the maximum date. Maximum date, if you see 31st July 2008 only. So only 3 years of data is there. And we are not going to be using 2009, 10, 11, all the data. So, remember that. So this is the order date table. Any other tables are available. You have a due date and ship date. Let us see what is the minimum date in this, what is the maximum date in this. You need to scan once and understand and what is going on there. So it is 2005 to 2001 data. We don't have anything here. So when you clear a sort ascending, it is a 13th July and 2005. So that is what we have. And let me sort in the descending order. So maximum date is 12th August and 2008 only. So after that, you don't have any data in the due date also. That is fine. Let me remove this and go and click on the clear sort. Let me go click on this sort ascending. What is the minimum date in this? Minimum date 01 July 2005 only. And let us understand the maximum date. Click on this, click descending. You can see maximum date is also 7 August. Okay, 2008. So you have any other date and time columns, only these three. If you scan, the data is available between 2005 to 2008 only. You don't have any other data beyond this. But if you have only this data, but when you go to your dim data table, if you go to dim data table, it is having the 2005, 2006 and 2007, 2008 until 2023. Now tell me, only you need, if you have these 4 years data, that is sufficient. After that, you need not store the data. This is useless data. And because you are storing the data, one more problem is that it is going to be storing unnecessary data and which you are not going to be using because you don't have any data beyond 2008, because when you scan your factor tables, in the factor tables, you have a lot of, order date, dim date, all of them are available. If you scan, only 5, 6, 7, 8 is there. Remaining things are not there. So when you create a calendar, if you create when you use the calendar, what is going to be happening? Since you are going to be giving the from date and end date, you are going to be storing unnecessary data here. It is going to be wasting the space. It is going to be wasting the space. Manually, we have to supply start date. Manually, we are going to be supplying end date by not seeing the data. So to avoid the space issues and everything, instead of creating this table, so what I do, I wanted to create a new table. How to create a new table? Click on this. Now you go, click on one more table. The table name I'm going to be creating with dim date new. Okay, one more table I'm going to be creating. I'm using a calendar auto. So calendar auto, I need not supply anything. This is optional parameter. So some fiscal year end month I need to supply. That is also I need not give. I simply close the bracket. Okay. But what it is going to be doing, calendar auto, it is going to be going to your fact table, or all the remaining table is going to be, going and reading what is called as what is the minimum date and what is the maximum date. So minimum date, we are getting, I think 2005, some July, and 2008 only. So it will automatically take this as a minimum date and comma, it will scan the order date, ship date, whatever the date columns, okay, that is there in your data modeling. It will also take maximum date as end date. Automatically, it is going to be creating the table. You need not supply what is the starting date, what is the ending date. It is going to be scanning the, your model, and wherever there is a date and time table, it is going to be scanning them. It's going to be creating, what is the minimum value, maximum value. Using these two values, it's going to be creating a one dim date table. Only simply you go there and press enter. When you press enter, if you see, it is going to be scanned your sales table. Now, what is the date? Starting date, it is going to be starting with the 2005. And how many rows you have? Only 1,461 rows are available. Now, where it is ending? Where it is ending, I'll show you. Let me go and see the data. So it is going to be ending the data where? So 31 December 2008. Clear? So it is going to be scanning the sales table. It is going to be scanning ship date and order date and dim date. All the date and time columns it is scanning. It knows that the data is not there beyond 2008. So that is how it is going to be, knowing and creating 1,461 rows. But when you go to dim data table, what is the number of rows you have? 6,000. So these rows are useless. Clear? So difference between calendar and calendar auto. Calendar function where you need to supply the start date and end date manually, and you are not going to be scanning the complete table because you may have millions of data. What is the minimum date, maximum date? You don't worry. You create table with some dates. So you may add, ending up with, putting some unnecessary date columns, and space is the biggest issue in the calendar auto. When you go in for calendar, you need not supply start date and end date automatically, which is going to be scanning, all the date and time columns in the your model, and it is going to be getting what is the minimum date, what is the maximum date, and it is going to be creating a dim data table using those two minimum and maximum. So unnecessary data is not going to be placed with the calendar auto. So compulsory and enter equation. So did you understand? So there is no, we are not supplying anything here, but we need to supply, the starting date, ending date. It is going to be scanning. It is going to be scanning your date and time columns in your tables, any table. So you have 5-10 tables, each and every table it goes and check, is there any date and time table? It will go to the customer table, dim date table, everywhere it is going to be going and checking like that. Clear? And it is going to be giving minimum date and maximum date, and it is going to be working fine. So what is the best way? Is it that uh, so is it that we need to use calendar and calendar auto? Means best solution is create a dim date table in Excel or SQL Server and use it. This is recommended. Never create these tables like that. You better, if you have a dim date table in your uh, file. Let me open my file. Compulsorily, you will be able to have your dim data table when you go to Adventure Works. So already your customer is supplying a dim data table. So you need to have the dim date table from this. There is a table created by the customer. So it is there 2005 onwards, a date, year number, year name we have. So some columns. Year name means so we have in India there is a Ugadi festival, right? So Gudu Padava Ugadi is there. We have a name to the year, right? So if you wanted to have uh, 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 year will not have the name in foreign countries, but in India we have a name to the year also. So sometimes I wanted to know what is the sales during the Supakrut name of the year. If you wanted to have that kind of a data, then you need to store name of the year also. This is Indian calendar. So I wanted to store that. So you need to create one column here. So store the year name also, right? So year number, semester number, quarter number, right? So date key means a foreign key, just like 1, 2, 3. Instead of you store 1, 2, 3, right? Some numbers being given. So that's it. So a table will have a primary key column, right? So it is the big number. So same thing. Whatever you have it is there in the number format. So or instead of this one, you can simply give 1, 2, 3. So that is also fine. There is no problem at all. So you can create like this. What is date key? Primary key column. Table will have a primary key column. You can have a 1, 2, 3 also. This is the table got created. Are you clear? So continuous numbers are there. So total rows are 2191 rows. So any number you can give. So what I have taken this and removed these dashes and created a number. So this is date key means a primary key. This is a date, continuous dates, year number, semester number, quarter number, month number. So did you understand what is a date key? Vasavi? So month number, week number, right? So day number, English month name. If you wanted to have India month name, and is it Ramzan day or is it holiday in India? Is it Diwali day? So you need to have all these columns so that you will be able to find out what is the Diwali sales, what is the Christmas sales. You need to create a lot of columns like this. Okay. So is it Ramzan day? Is it holiday? Is it a weekday? Is it a weekend? Right? Is it Thanksgiving day? Is it, whatever you would like to do the analytics. Okay. So all these columns you need to add in this table. Now this table you need to add from where? Either from the Excel sheet or from the, or from this. Let me delete these tables. So this is not the best way. Let me also go to dim date table and delete them. So I would like to delete this table as well. So always what is the best solution means get the data from the where? From the Excel or SQL Server. So go and get the dim data table from there. That is always the best solution rather than, creating your own dim data table. If it is not there, so then only you can implement the calendar and everything. Amit is asking which function used in SQL to create a dim date table by technical person. There is no ready-made function is available in SQL Server. You have to write your own code. Okay, you have to write your own code. There is no ready-made functions are available. Am I clear? But if you Google it, there are a lot of code is available, SQL code. So that can be used so that you can create a dim date table in SQL Server. But SQL Server does not have any ready-made function. Clear? Power BI has, SQL Server does not have any ready-made function to create a dim date table. You need to create manually. You need to store the data manually only. Right? We can use loop and achieve it. fantastic, Sravya. That is what we are going to be doing. So now I got the dim data table here. So, but once you add the data table, that is not sufficient. If you add any table, you have to check whether the primary keys and foreign keys been established or not. So you have to go and get the table here. Now you need to, connect. So the dim data table with the sales table. So what are the columns? Ship date to order date first, right? Let me go to order date to, you have a date, order date to date. So wherever there is a one primary key table, that is wherever there is a star means many, it is a, foreign key table, and one connection we have created with order date and ship date to again a date column. So this will give you a dotted line. This is a second relationship. When you have more than one primary key foreign key relationship, the dimension table is called as a role playing dimension table. Dimension table is called as a role playing dimension table. So the second one will be getting a dotted line. What is the difference between a solid line and a dotted line? Okay. Why it is showing you in the tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we will be discussing. There is a biggest issue in this that you need to identify. This is, what is called, a solid line. This is a dotted line. I will create one more ship date. And what is one more date? Due date column, right? So let me go to due date column. Somewhere it is there, due date to date, and you will also get one more dotted line, right? So these are dotted lines, a dotted line only. This is solid line, but this table is called as a role playing dimension table. So what is the difference between this line and this line? Day after tomorrow we'll ask, and you will have a lot of issues in this that we need to rectify. What are the issues? This is not the right time to discuss, but we will discuss. So we need to create and get all the data. For example, I wanted to have, is it Ramzan? So wherever there is a Ramzan, if the Ramzan equal to yes, yes means Ramzan sales. Clear? Like that, we will be able to get the data. Last 5 years means you drag and drop the year, you will be able to get the filter condition. So last 5 years Ramzan sales, you will be able to get it. So drag and drop, is it a holiday in India? Only holiday sales in India or Diwali sales in India, like that. Couple of questions you will be able to ask. Drag and drop this data and go to sales table, drag and drop the sales amount. And you can have the filter so that have lost 1 year, 2 years, 3 years data you can analyze with the help of a slicer. Slicer is a interact, using a slicer, you can create interactive reports and everything, right? So like that, you need to have all these tables part, all these columns. So Diwali day, Ramadan day, is it holiday, Telugu day, or whatever you wanted to have, Ashadam sales or Shravanam sales. I don't need the sales in Chaitram. So you have different names. So you have names in Sanskrit, right? You have English month name, like that, Italian month name. You have a Spanish month name, Telugu month name, Indian, year number, Indian year name. So a lot of things you will be able to understand. And you will be able to see in some places, fiscal. Fiscal means financial calendar. Okay. Fiscal calendar year. And they will say fiscal calendar and normal calendar. Okay. Fiscal calendar, normal calendar year. What is a fiscal? Fiscal means financial calendar. Clear? So you will be able to find out the difference. Normal calendar, for example, you have a January and you have a February, you have a March, you have April. Like that, we have some data. You have May, you have June, something data. So normal calendar month means month number 1, month number 2, month number 3, month number 4, month number 5, month number. So this is the calendar month number. Calendar month number, if somebody asks you, so January is 1, February is 2. This is normal calendar. But what is the fiscal calendar? Fiscal means financial. So in India, the financial calendar is going to be starting from the April month. So see, this is a normal month number. So fiscal month means it is going to be April will be the first month. May is the second month, like that, June, blah, blah, blah. So January means 10, 11, and 12. So what is the calendar month for the January? 1. what is the calendar month for the January means fiscal month for January means it is a 10. So what is the quarter one calendar year? Quarter one means January, February, May. This is what is called quarter one data. This is normal calendar month. But I wanted to have fiscal quarter. What is the first quarter in the fiscal financial? April, May, June. This will be the quarter number one. So you have to create month number, calendar month, fiscal month. You need to have quarter number, normal calendar quarter, and fiscal quarter. So it is number one, but January, February, March will be the fourth quarter in the financial. You need to store data like this. So customers are going to be having you normal calendar month data or financial month also. What is the financial month? Now, right? So that kind of a data also you should be able to store it here. So you can have a lot of other columns, right? So you can increase. So this is what is called normal calendar year. So you will have a normal calendar number. So apart from that, you also create a lot of columns here. One is called fiscal. Okay. Fiscal month number. This is one more column you create. Okay. Fiscal quarter number. So January means 1 in the normal calendar. Fiscal month number means January is a 10. Clear? So January means fiscal month number will be 10. Like that, you will be able to store all the January. Wherever there is a January, it will be 10. So like that, you are also going to be storing this kind of a data. So what is the difference between normal calendar? So you will have calendar year. Calendar year is something different than the fiscal year. Fiscal year. Okay. Normal calendar month is different. Calendar means it's going to be starting with a Jan, Feb. Okay. Calendar month and the fiscal, month. So all of them you have to understand. Fiscal month and the calendar month. All these things people are going to be using. Let me show you this kind of a things in your date and time tables. So you need to know all these things. Clear? Sometimes they'll create India calendar, Chinese calendar. So you will have different holidays are going to be there, right? So different people are going to be using different calendars also. When you go to your data warehousing tables, if there is a dim date table and you see the columns over there, you will understand. See calendar quarter. So this is a calendar. There is no fiscal quarter. Have you seen this? Calendar quarter is something different. Fiscal means financial. So, fiscal. So financial day, fiscal calendar in India, something different, because here it is going to be starting with April to, March. So that is in India. But if you go to US, this may start from the September to August. Clear? So you cannot say my fiscal data same as with the US fiscal data. It is not going to be there. So you have to create, a fiscal calendar, fiscal quarter for India, fiscal quarter for America, fiscal quarter for Germany, like that. Different columns you need to create. And it is going to be starting in the US September. September will be the first month. August will be the 12th month. So fiscal quarter, you're going to be talking about here, maybe US or some other fiscal quarter here. But you need to think about India fiscal data, financial data is something different. US financial data is something different. Normal calendar is going to be starting the month number with the January. So depends upon that, you are going to be increasing the columns over there. I wanted to analyze the data, different financial. For example, Amazon India is going to be following Amazon India financial data, but Amazon US is going to be following Amazon US financial year data, and analysis also can be done like that. So in your dim date table, all these things you need to understand and create different columns and supply the data, right? So I have created my own Amazon project. In that I have created a dim date table. I'm storing some data. So I have created one stored procedure that you need not be worried about it. So this stored proc I have created, one student only created. And so the stored proc I'm using, with the help of a stored proc, I'm able to insert the data in the Amazon DWS. So you should not be worried. When you join the company, you need not create any stored proc. You need not create a dim date table. Everything will be there in the company. So you should not be worried about whatever I'm telling, right? If you don't know, so all the stored procs and everything, you can just Google it and download it and create them. It is only you need to know how to search in the Google. Everything is available. That is the reason everybody is able to survive in the IT company. This is the stored proc. Now let me modify the stored proc and show you. It is having some loops and everything. So I did not create. One of the student downloaded from the Google only. He has given me. It is going to be storing the data in the dim timetable starting, ending, right? So it is going to be looping year number, quarter number, month number, everything it is doing. So I'm simply performing some looping operation. While loop I'm using. So this is a loop I'm going to be using. So don't worry. So this is inserting the data and it is inserting Telugu month names also. All these things one SQL developer has prepared and given it to me. So this you need not worried about. So only you need to change from which date to which date you need to insert the data. I would like to insert the data 2005, 01/012 till date. So for 2005/08 to December. So only you need to modify and click on execute. Now it is going to be, when you execute this, it is going to be storing the data in which table? There is a table called dim date table. So there is a table here. This table called dim date table. When you execute the stored proc, it is going to be giving. So this stored proc, this Amazon project, you will be able to learn in your data warehousing. This project is a real-time project. I told you I will be giving one project, right? So this project you will be able to get as part of your data warehousing. Okay, so this project and this code and tables will be there with you with the data warehousing. This is a real-time project, so this will be free and I'm going to be giving as part of your data warehousing. So it will be there. You need not ask. All the scripts and everything will be there as part of data warehousing. You should be able to download them, watch data warehousing videos, and you can also create your dimension tables and fact tables. Once your data warehouse is ready, then after that, you can create your Power BI or SSRS reports. Okay, this is there already. This, Amazon thing is there already where in the data warehousing. You will be able to get this project only for the free. Clear? So that is what you got to understand. So are there any questions, guys? So what is the, good one? Creating a table using Power BI or getting the table from the Excel or SQL server, which is recommended means definitely this is what is recommended. If you don't have any table, then either you can use calendar or calendar auto. Difference between these two also have told you. Clear? So this is what is called DAX dim date. And if you have any questions, please ask me now, because without these questions you will not be able to understand. Clear? What are the important? These are not very important. Anybody can talk about this one. These are not very important. These two are very, very important. And we have to know the first question, why dim date table is important. So that is what in the first intro section of the dim date and time table I have given. Why dim date table has to be there as part of your data modeling technique. So why data warehouse or why data analytics applications are going to be using dim date tables. If the dim date table is not there, what are the issues that you have to know. These are some normal SQL functions only. So, and how to create a dim date table using a calendar auto we discussed. Am I clear? Any other questions, guys? So I will be able to take it. So dim date and time. Guys, mathematical functions we have. This is a simple mathematical functions. How to use the square root. This video I will upload. You just watch it. Mathematical functions. The next one we'll be talking about filter functions and statistical function, time intelligence function. These are very, very good. So just now I told you, right? You have a sales table and you have a dim date table. Why there is a solid line? Why there is a dotted line? So This is a very, very important question. So all these things are covered as part of your filter functions. So we'll be discussing all these things one by one. Mathematical functions are very simple. How do you perform rounding operation? Square root 2 to the power of 2. So you can say power, okay, 2 comma 2. So 2 to the power of 2. Very, very simple things. You complete that, and remaining things, date and time is also over. We'll go ahead and complete. So this one. So compulsorily, more and more questions are going to be, getting, and you will be able to get the lot of questions from the dim date table. Okay. I'm trying to execute the SSS package. Okay, no problem. We'll talk about it. Chalo guys, any other questions? So dim date table, all functions are normal only except one function. Okay, so that is what. Okay, I will unmute. So no worries.